Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So let's just go ahead and put everything on the screen. All right, I'm going to try and be as efficient as possible. Got a lot of things going on today. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and I was told you're being heavily considered for this. Okay. So there's something going on that you're being heavily considered for. All right. Oh my gosh. All right. Whatever you're being considered for, I'm hoping that it's something that is super duper positive for you. I'm hoping that whatever it is, it's something that you want. Excuse me. Rather than, having to just deal with things you don't want to deal with. That would suck. That would definitely suck. Sorry, I'm just kind of changing some of the settings really quick. Totally forgot. I feel so rushed. I was doing a bit of self-care with lymph node stuff. And now that I've completed it, I have to rush to do this. And then I have to head to the gym before all my sessions start. So sorry if I'm seeming a little bit rushed, because I always am. But yeah, now I definitely have to do all of that before any sessions start. Okay, let's see. We just have to adjust the comments because I don't want to deal with nasty people. Okay. Here goes. I'm actually pretty good this morning. I'm doing a lot of just basically self-care, get myself back healthy. I allowed myself to get very, very unhealthy when I developed the PTSD. And so I just need to get back on track. I need to put a lot of effort into that. All right, let's get started. So, shine. You're going to be shining. You're going to have the opportunity to shine at some point during the next maybe week or so before Mercury goes into full retrograde. You're going to have the opportunity to shine. And what you do with that shine is completely up to you. Completely up to you. Why are my clothes always crooked? What is going on? This way. Okay, it's just gonna fucking be crooked. Why? I can never figure shit out. Just whatever. All right. So you're going to get the opportunity to shine within the next week or so. And what you do with that shine is really going to set the stage all the way up till January. Unconditional love in reverse. So this is really about you needing to allow yourself the time and the space to develop unconditional love for yourself. You know? So are you ready this time? I just Are you ready this time? Um, is that why I've been really like your energy has been felt like all up in here, whenever you put the little heart, I feel it all up in here. I'm just like, what is that? Oh, whatever you decide, I know it's going to be what's best for you. Okay. Let go. It's time to let go of whatever causes you to dim that shine, right? Look at you sitting in that shadow. But here's the thing, rather than focusing on your shadow, being in that darkness, why don't you focus on what's in front of you? What's in front of you is an entire galaxy of potentiality. Here's the thing. So I used to be a photographer, right? And one of the things that I learned, and I had to learn really, really well, if something is backlit, if you have a light in back of you that is too bright, then whatever is in the foreground becomes darker. It looks like it's in shadow. Like, for example, you see how dark I look and everything is just lit up in back of me? Yeah, you need a light in front of you. So the only reason you appear to be sitting in shadow is because of the fact that you are allowing people to get in your ear. And these people are people who are behind you, they're in back of you, right? All they can do is follow your footsteps. And these are the people you're allowing to get in your brain, to get into your thoughts. Stop doing that. Okay, mirrored souls. Mirrored souls. This is about being or allowing yourself to go ahead and be in the presence of people who are like your divine mirrors, right? This is about really allowing your earthly existence to be a mirror of your divine existence, allowing those mirrors to occur, allowing yourself to really, really step into the space of personal power, achievement, success on all levels. Like, really, this is the period where you are being primed to begin absolutely observing who belongs in your life and who doesn't. Okay. The shadow self is nothing to be vilified. The shadow self is nothing to be ashamed of. For some of us, we have to allow ourselves to really step into that shadow space to retrieve exactly what it is that we are. Your greatest parts are typically hidden in that shadow. Use your intuition to find out which parts they are and what you need to do with them. Okay. Integrity in reverse. Either you're kind of floundering in your sense of integrity, or someone is around you who has no integrity. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. Hmm, that's not a good feeling. In any case, you're limitless. You're limitless. You're not some helpless, hopeless type of person who is, just super desperate. I mean, for some of you, you might feel like you are. Like, I mean, you don't understand. You're describing me. No, you don't understand. I see beyond the insecurities that other people installed into you. I don't see anything deficient. And trust me, baby boo, if you're new to me, I will call shit out like your Asian auntie. I will call shit out. I have no problem calling shit out and looking very rough around the edges. Like, I don't care about societal norms. I don't care about political correctness or any of that. I don't care. I will be blunt in my honesty if I need to be. So for everyone that I'm sensing right now, there's nothing deficient. Look at this guy. You're welcome. You're welcome, Ken. You're welcome. Anyways, it's time for you to allow that healing to come through, like healing deeply, like deep within yourself, allowing whatever parts of you that fractured because of other people's perceptions. Ooh, you got to let all of that heal. You got to let all of that, like, kind of just be purged out. And Allow more of that self love to come through. That self love is the very thing that's helping you to keep your head above water. There are many, many people who would love, 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 love to see your head go beneath the surface. Who cares what they would love? The fact of the matter is this: the only reason you need your head above the water still is because you have not allowed yourself to once again embrace the fact that you're a mermaid. You can go beneath the water. Like, that's not no danger to you. That is your water. That is your birthright. hmm Dark interference. Dark interference. This has a lot to do with so much attempt to really get you all confuddled in your head. You're listening to too many people. Am I telling you to listen to me? No. What my words are is that you need to listen to yourself. You need to begin guiding yourself and allowing yourself to be that, guiding force, to be who you need to be. There's no such thing as a bad decision or a mistake. There are opportunities to learn in a gentle manner, opportunities to learn in a more enhanced manner. What does that mean? Well, typically, when you are being prepared to learn in an enhanced manner, you begin to struggle. You begin to swim upstream rather than down with the flow. And that's to increase your stamina and your strength, not because you made the wrong decision. It's not because you made the wrong decision. I've never made a wrong decision in my life. I've made decisions that have enhanced my learning capability. Okay. And those decisions have been intense as I've learned through them. But has there been any type of mistake where, why did you do that? It didn't benefit any? No, the only mistake is not to see the richness of your life, the richness of the lessons that you are consistently being presented with. There is a richness to the way you learn. And when you allow the richness to be what it is, what a rich life you live. One full of grace, one full of love for self, and a love that's projected out into your environment. People begin to feel very comfortable around you. They begin to feel very empowered to be in your presence. It's just really, really beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. And everything you do, every environment you enter into, you are the source of peace. And so that peace travels always with you. And when that peace travels always with you, what ends up happening is you don't feel so starved for guidance. You're just fully present in the now, and the now carries three positions: the past, the present, and the future potential, right? So you feel very, very content in that, in what you're experiencing, regardless of the positive or negative connotations that your environment tells you that experience should have. Like, receiving sigil, but it's in reverse. So you haven't been allowing yourself to receive. You haven't. I'm contemplating how harsh I need to speak to you guys. Why are you not allowing yourself to receive? Is that this thing of like I used to do this too. It's just so annoying. Like, seriously. It's just so annoying. This thing of like, other people need it more than me. There's this guy who does videos, right? And he just kind of travels and travels and travels. And as he travels, sometimes it's abroad, sometimes it's, you know, sometimes it's in the United States. Um, he goes ahead and the first person who helps him, he sets some parameter of what type of help he's looking for. He'll go up to random strangers and he'll ask for help for certain things. And the first person who helps him, he'll give them $500. And then sometimes when he gives them $500, and knows more about their story, he ends up giving them more. But typically, the people who help him, the good people of the world, okay, let me just, yeah, the good people of the world, um, they help him thinking that he has no money, thinking that, he can't pay for his food, he can't pay for his gas, whatever it is, right? Because he makes up a story. And they help him, and they're not worried about being repaid. And when he basically tells them, like, oh, I actually have 500 for you, and they're immediately like, oh, no, 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 you don't have to, you're already going through something, right? Like every single video, that's the reaction. And it takes them a while. It takes them a while to begin really, like, are you sure? Are you sure? Is this real? Are you joking? And then he's like, no, it's for you. And then they start to realize, like, oh my gosh, you're not joking. You really are giving this to me. And then they share their story. And they're always, before they get to that point where they'll accept the money um and share their story as to why. It's like you have to justify the receiving, right? And it's this thing of like, oh, give it to someone else. There are other people who need it more than me. There's no one else who needs it more than you. You mean the people who would gladly take the money? Oh, that's right. They wouldn't even be offered it because they have no desire to help anyone else in need. There is no one else that needs that more than you. No one. Now, for those of you who are not too familiar with Emmy from several years back, I willingly chose to be homeless. I was stranded in a parking lot. And then after that was resolved, and I was stranded in the parking lot for, I want to say, about 5, 6 months. hmm And after that was resolved, I went ahead and I chose to continue to be transient for a few more years. Why? Because I love homeless communities. I do. I do. To have been part of homeless communities, in multiple states, um, and to see, like, when one of them receives some type of, modest windfall, how quick they are to be like, hey guys, I got something. We're buying steak tonight. We're having dinner together. It's my treat. Just show up. Like, I've seen that so many times. So many times. When you're one of the givers of the world, you have to allow yourself to receive as well, because that gives you the opportunity to give even more. I remember her being a gypsy is now on my bucket list of to-dos. I think you and I have been kind of just actually, I need to speak to you about something. I know you used to um, have a few business things, and I know now you're also living off of the land. I swear we have the same trajectory. Hey, 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 Mr. Hey. Hey, um, I can't stand your face looking at me like that. It makes me feel like you're in distress or something. But seriously, have you noticed that the sprayers, they don't travel across the horizon anymore? That they've begun traveling vertically? Have you noticed that, Mr. Hay? Yeah, I want to know if you've noticed that in your region while you've been fighting with your local animals. Was it javelinas or something like that? Yeah, I'm good. Awaken Gnosis. Awaken your sense of knowing. Really allowing yourself to step into this space of matured perception. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's because you're too dehydrated, baby boo. My dream was this, except the hemorrhoid stuff. You're too dehydrated. You're exposed to the elements. You just slather yourself up with some like first soak in water and then slather yourself with like I know it's petrolatum based, but Vaseline. That will pressure lock all of the fluids. You need more salt too. You're just not salty enough. But here's the thing. See, now you distracted me. Oh, here's the thing. It's gone. I had it again, but it's gone. Oh, Gnosis. Gnosis. Religion, which is not intrinsically bad, if that's what you need to keep yourself, you know, connected to your divinity, whatever you need. That's what I'm about. Whatever you need, that's what you need to do. But here's the thing, religion and other schools of thought teach you about hope and faith, right? Hope and faith is this thing that's connected to an external other thing that you have to wait for. You have to wait for a hero to come. You have to wait for the right person to come to do the right thing because why? Because you can't do it? I mean, can you really not do it? Or like, what is this about? All right. To have hope is to basically have this feeling of disempowerment. And as you're disempowered, you hope things will change because you don't have the power to actively change it. You hope that so and so will change their mind and do the right thing because you don't have the ability to correct their behavior that's directed towards you. You hope for this, you hope for that, and really all hope does is further tamp you down into this barren dry wasteland you call your life. Ooh, that's harsh. That's a little harsh, isn't it? Not harsh for me to say because all I'm doing is speaking the truth as I'm seeing it, but harsh for you to do to yourself. Because you're doing that to yourself. So you would much rather point out how I'm communicating in a harsh manner rather than acknowledge how you're treating yourself in a harsh manner. And I'm simply communicating it with no edits, no sugarcoating. And then you have faith. Faith tells you that there's this greater divinity that I don't feel like it's wrong. I don't feel like it's wrong at all. But here's the thing, to rely on this greater divinity to do what divinity has empowered you, has given you the authority to do for yourself within your life. I mean, it's like God gave you a brand new Tesla, right? Because everyone loves Tesla. God gave you a brand new Tesla, and then you have the key or whatever the hell you I don't know. I've never been in a Tesla. It's in your driveway though. There's a Tesla in your driveway, and you're like, oh, I pray that God takes me to the grocery store. Why? I pray that God comes and takes me to the grocery store. Like, motherfucker, you got a Tesla in your driveway. Take yourself to the grocery store. Take yourself to the grocery store. You've been given all of the things that are necessary. Maybe it's not a Tesla. Maybe you were gifted a bicycle and the store is like what? Quarter mile away from where you are. Oh, but you are no, like I can't do that. I mean, I have to have faith. I have to have faith that God will stop what God is doing, and come and carry me to the grocery store. Like that's nonsensical. That's absolutely nonsensical. That's nonsensical to me. So hope and faith, these are thinly veiled programs of disempowerment. Mhm. Distrust in self, distrust in the knowing that God created you the way you were meant to be created and gave you, imbued you with the authority, the intelligence, and the capability to do what needs to be done for yourself. You see, when you allow Gnosis to awaken, let me really break this down for you. Are you a follower of Christ? Are you a follower of Jesus? You want to be Christ-like in your actions? You see, Jesus was a Nazarene Essene. Do you know what that means? He spoke of Gnosis. That's an Essene teaching. Gnosis. It means knowing, a knowing. I know that everything in my life will always be fine. Why? Because I will make it so. Not at the expense of others, but I will make it so. I will put the work into what I need to accomplish. I will get on that bike. As a matter of fact, I don't even need to be gifted a bike. I will go through the junkyard every day until I get all the components I need to make a bike, because my gift from God is me. It's me. Everything I have ever done, everything I have ever accomplished, all of my success and accomplishments, they are because I made it happen. How did I make it happen? Because I was created the way I was created by God. You see, my existence for these people who like to come on and be like, oh my God, what you're doing is evil. Shut up, bitch, first off. Bitch, shut up, first off. Secondly, you believe in God, then you should believe that God made me. Are you saying that me, as a measly little human, peasant as fuck human, was able to usurp the power of the omnipotence, the omnipresence of God? Like, get your shit straight, for real. You either believe God is the all, or you don't really believe it, but you say it. So you have bigger problems than fucking with me, seriously. I should be the last thing you're concerned about, because you sound confused. You sound confused. Here's the thing. My existence does not negate the existence of divinity. It proves it. Who the hell do you think I believe made me? I'm sorry, say it to my good ear. This is my shit talking ear. Everything that comes in through here, it's kind of like, I just want to argue. You know what I mean? Here, it uses some logic and a little bit of just a hint, sprinkling of like spiritual awareness. And then I'm just like, oh, what are you trying to communicate to me? Here, I'm just like, bitch, what'd you say? That's the thing. You know, people don't really know what they believe. But whatever they believe, if you don't know what you believe, it seeks to further disempower you. You have to awaken the Gnosis, the knowing that everything you go through is something you've been tasked to go through so you could learn to the highest degree of potentiality. It's to help you learn. Build up, see, Joel. It's in reverse. See, we live in the upside down. This world is the upside down. And the people who build you up to tear you down. Oh, I've lived through that. I've lived through that so much in spiritual community. Who do you think was the first one to attack me? Who do you think? See, there's this hierarchy of bullshit that happens that I've witnessed, right? I've witnessed this. So the most petty, there's two holding hands at the very top. Y'all both fucking suck. Okay, these two groups, they both fucking suck. Toxic as fuck. Not the people, the groups themselves. Because when they form groups, they get emboldened in their bullshittery. The New Age and the Christian. Oh, shit. Did I say that? Yeah, I did. I did. I was part of both. I speak from experience, not bigotry. I speak from experience. The spiritual people and the religious people, they're one and the same. They're one and the same. They preach about division and their supremacy and all of this bullshit. And they love to attack the witches for some reason. The only people who don't really attack people, and who, if you really fuck around with a witch, you will find the good witches, they don't have to do shit to you. Takes care of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Why are the witches always attacked? Well, what is that about? What is that about? We've burned the witches, we've taken their knowledge. We've tried to take their knowledge and turn it into medicine, right? Uh, what have they really done? What have they really done outside of exist? What is it? Why are they such a threat? Why? What is the threat there? I don't see any threat. But I mean, they do spells and curses. What the fuck are you doing when you're chanting your mantras? What the fuck are you doing when you're saying your prayers? Those are still incantations. They're still spells. They're spoken out loud. You didn't know. You didn't know. Oh, that's tragic. That's tragic. I think the problem is not people. I think the problem is that people don't understand what it is they're actually believing in. Yeah. I saw a post of someone who said that it's their life mission. They went from New Age to Christian. And again, both organizations, I believe, suck. Just suck. Equal level of petty and catty and condemnation and holier than thou. Feed people. You want to meet God by feeding a homeless person. Not because you think you're better, but because you see your brother or sister and Christ or Christic consciousness suffering. And you can no longer stand the suffering of the world. Feed people because you can, not because you think you're better. Do you want to meet God? Do that. I promise you, you'll meet God every single time you do. I promise you. When you do it from a space of not being able to stand any more suffering, you'll see God every single time you do. When you do it from a space of like, oh, we have to help these people because, oh, they're poor people. One of the best things that has ever happened to me in my life is to have willingly chosen to be a transient for several years. It gave me the opportunity to see the truth of people, the truth of humanity, what needs to be adjusted and what needs to be supported and amplified. Too many people not acting like people. That's a problem. That's a major, major, major problem. Too many people being so willing to talk about scripture and what esoterica and talk about this and that, compete, compare, compete, compare, compete, compare. Y'all both suck. How about that? Y'all both suck. All that energy that's being put into what proving you're more free. Neither of you are free. Neither are free. Free people don't adhere to one teaching. They allow themselves to learn from everything and everyone. Everything and everyone. I can feel some people are mad. You should be mad. Less mad at my words and more mad at you not realizing what you're participating in. I'm not afraid of your anger. I'm afraid of the way you continue to stick your head in the sand and pretend like everything's okay. You might aspirate some sand. That'll be really fucked for you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Life can be as beautiful as you allow it to be, but you have to allow it. And if you don't allow it, then you can't complain. But Emmy, I'm scared. Everyone's scared. Everyone is scared. What makes you feel like you are so different that you are the only one that experiences the full gambit of emotions? The purpose of life is to feel everything, the full motion and emotion of the swing of life. But you're scared. Everyone is scared. Scared about something. scared for something, yet they continue. You can continue even with fear present. And if your fear is causing you to become somehow disabled, if your fear is paralyzing you, we have to work on that. We have to allow ourselves to be able to move even through the fear. That can be a challenge, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. You've allowed too many people to take your power from you and convince you repeatedly that you are not enough. And because you've allowed them to do this, you've begun to believe it yourself. Well, I'm here to tell you that's bullshit. There's nothing you can't accomplish. There's nothing you can't make happen. There's nothing you can't heal through if you choose to and put effort behind that choice. And I think a lot of the problem right now is that we choose things with this assumption we don't have to put effort behind it. Why? Because destiny. I'm destined to be more than I could ever imagine. And the reason I'm destined to be more than I could ever imagine and will actually achieve that is because I continue to plug away day in and day out. There is no day off. There is no vacation. This is not a sweatshop either. This is my life, and I am fully immersed in it with no need to take a break from it. Right? I mean, if you're really truly living, you don't need a break from your life. Why do you think I'm able to show up pretty much every single morning at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time? I don't need a break from my life. I'm simply here spending time with my virtual family, speaking truth, truth that comes from soul. How can that deplete me? It's when I don't want to be here because I don't want to hear the message, because I'm in a space of avoiding my own truth, my own lessons, that I begin to get depleted. How often am I depleted? How often do I not show up? Exactly. So, little known fact. I think it was like maybe 2 months ago or something. Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe it was like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I had a vacation for a month. Yeah. I had a vacation for a month. Still did sessions. I still did private sessions. I still taught all of my classes. I still did all my membership stuff. I still live streamed every morning. I don't need a vacation from my life. I had that in my calendar, vacation the whole month, right? I needed a vacation from my thoughts about things I didn't like, not a vacation from my life. Did I go somewhere? No. I love where I live. It's a very simple space, but I love it. Did I need a vacation from work? No, I don't work. I live, I exist. This is not work. Not in my eyes. This is not work. This is me spending time with my virtual family. Even my paid for private sessions, I don't see that as work. I see that as me spending one-on-one time with souls that have some type of connection to me. And whatever way in which I can assist you during the time that has been allotted to you, I will. It's not work to me. It's not work. It's existence. Existence at a high degree. And guess what? I am very aware that degree of existence will continue to elevate and escalate until I get to where I'm supposed to be, my proper placement in this life. Where is that? I don't know, nor do I care to know in advance. I want to live through it. I want to live through it and be the greatest expression of my truth that I'm capable of being at any moment. Does that mean I'm namaste, peace everything, peace all the time, neutral emotions? No, that's not living. That's a fucking robot. Are you kidding me? I'm not a robot. I'm a living, breathing expression of a living, breathing word. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. You listen to the people who tell you you have to be this expression of a held breath. I've said it before, there's peaks and valleys to life, right? The highs and the lows. And it's this thing of people want you to make it your goal to be this linear existence, this flat line. You have to get to a certain point and you have to maintain it. Because why? Well, because that's how you know you've achieved something. No, it's not. Even businesses will have ups and downs. And it's in the downs that you begin to aspire to go even higher in the ups. There's nothing wrong with achieving things, accomplishing things. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Be bold and make the first move. Be bold and make the first move. A fiery climax approaches. You're being prepared for something tremendous, like just tremendous, 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 tremendous. Okay. Show the world the real you, but it's in reverse. You haven't been showing the world the real you. And maybe it's because the world is not ready to accept the real you, or maybe you're still too afraid to give people the opportunity to make that decision for themselves. I used to feel like I couldn't show people the real me to the point where I even spoke in a different way. You could look at my old videos from 2016, 2017, 2018, all the way up to the time that my mom died. And I spoke with a very, very soft tone, just super like this. I'm very just apologetic for talking and just very, very soft because heaven forbid I offend the people who I came here to shake up. Heaven forbid. And now I'm over here like motherfuckers for real. Knock that shit off. Stop believing you're weak because that's bullshit. Because I'm done playing those games. Those games of trying to stay within the boundaries that I came into existence to fucking demolish. I'm not going to stay within the lines. I wasn't designed to. Just wasn't. I wasn't designed to. I'm not even going to say sorry. Fuck that shit. You expected me to be something outside of who I am? Fuck that shit. Fuck your expectations. I can only be me, and whoever I am in that moment is what you're going to get. That doesn't mean I can't apologize when I realize my behavior is out of hand. That doesn't mean I'm always this brash person. That doesn't mean I don't experience vulnerability and softness. That means I'm a living, breathing expression of a living, breathing divine truth. That's what that means. And no one, oh boy, no one will ever shake me from that space I now occupy. No one. No one. Just no one. Believe in the impossible. It's in reverse. I don't believe in the impossible. That's another bullshit teaching. I believe that when something is categorized as impossible, that's an invitation for me to challenge the validity of that statement. That's what I believe. That is exactly what I believe. Oh, you think it's impossible? Sit down and watch. I'm going to do it. No, but I mean, that's impossible. I know. Sit down and watch. I'm going to do it. Just watch. You know, when I was a teen, in my late teens, I was maybe 19, turning 20. I wanted to learn how to drive stick shift. Yeah, and I come from a culture that is very patriarchal, bordering on misogynistic. Okay, it's the reality of it. I still believe I have a beautiful culture and come from beautiful people, but that's the reality of it. Okay, patriarchal to the point of the border of misogyny, right? So women are taught, we are trained from childhood to really cater to people. We are taught from childhood all of the limitations that we need to believe in order to be a good woman, right? Your place is in the house, it's in the home. Don't ever talk back. You need to always be prim and proper, and you have to speak softly. You can't have your own opinions. Just do the dishes, wash the clothes, cook the food. Oh, and don't forget, you also have to go to work as a nurse so that you can pay for everything for your man, right? One of the things you're not allowed to do is to drive stick shift. That's a man's thing. You know, you can't do that. You're just a girl. You're just a girl, right? Okay. So I asked. No one wanted to teach me how to drive stick. One of my brothers had a manual transmission in their car. So one day I decided to ask him to borrow his car. He's like, "You don't know how to drive stick." Yes, I do. I will after I borrow your car. Ah. He was like, "You don't know." Yeah, I do. It's like, okay. I told him I needed it for school to get to school somewhere. I didn't need it for school. I took his car and I drove it all the way from like Fremont, California to Sacramento in the rain during rush hour traffic, all that stop and go. Not once did I grind his gears or stall. That's right. I taught myself how to drive stick with no one telling me what to do. I taught myself. The only time I stalled was when I stopped for gas about a quarter mile from home. I was too close to the proximity of those limiting beliefs that have been indoctrinated into me. Yeah, the only limits that exist are the ones you believe in. I tell you, when people tell me I can't do this or can't do that, sit down. Go pop your popcorn first before you sit down and then come back and sit down. I'm going to fucking show you exactly what I can do. I know you're going to clap silently in your heart. Yeah, no, don't listen to people. They try and limit you. They try and tell you can't do this, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. You don't know what I can do. You can't do that. Not me. It's you. Please don't project your insecurities onto me. They're not mine, and I won't own them for you anymore. That's a lot of the type of processing that I've had to shift to. Those are your insecurities, not mine. Not mine. Okay? They're yours. We have to begin knowing what belongs to us, what we own, and what other people try and convince us is ours. I promise you that limiting belief, that's not mine. I don't own that. I don't own that. I used to hold it for other people. Now I'm not willing to. If you want to think I'm mean or rude or I'm a bad, daughter, sister, auntie, cousin, bad friend, bad wife, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Why are you still here? That's my logic for people at this point. Okay, so you think all these bad things, why are you still here? Because I don't care. I don't care enough about your condemnations of who I am to change those things about me. I think I'm a good person. I help so many people that I don't even remember how many people I've helped. I have people coming back to me years later and be like, "Oh my God, Emmy, I'm so grateful for you." I'm sorry. What did I do? You this, and this. I did. Yes, you did. How did that turn out? Are you okay now? That's a lot of the conversations I have. A lot. I'm not keeping track of what I do for other people. Why? It's already done. I'm not keeping tabs for you to repay me. No, I'm repaid through the goodness that I live day in and day out, day in and day out. I live a very good life, not a rich life, a good life where there's peace in my home consistently. I'm married to a good person, very good person. What more could I ask for? Maybe, just maybe, if you allow yourself to enter into this space where you live a really good life, you don't need to be repaid for your good deeds, because those good deeds are not good deeds. They're just an overflow of the goodness that you feel inside you all day, every day. Just this all day, everyday goodness and love. And you're so full of that goodness and that love that it just overflows from you. It overflows. It overflows. I don't need to have a reason outside of it. It makes me feel good. I don't need to be repaid. I don't need you to keep tabs of how much you've helped, how much I've helped you, how often the dates, like I don't care. I just don't. I don't. All I care about is, are you good now? Are you like stable? Did everything stabilize? Sorry, I didn't keep in touch. I just have a short attention span, have a short term memory issue. And, are you good now? That's all I care about. Are you good now? Because I want you to be good always. Not only when I can help you, but always. I want you to be so good that it overflows from you and you go out of your way to make other people good too, because it just feels good. It feels good. It feels so damn good. When was the last time you were able to live like that? This is what you're being heavily considered for. The next stage of our development. You're being heavily considered either by one or a few people or an entire group. You're being heavily considered. What if, even in your insecurities, right? You actually are being seen as some type of forward thinker, a trailblazer, a leader of some kind. What if? What if? Years ago, I didn't want anyone calling me their teacher, right? Because it's like I'm so insecure. Like there's other people who are smarter than me. There are other people who know more about specific topics. But can there be another person who can synergistically apply such a depth of knowledge from so many different subjects, schools of thought? Probably not. I see how they all interfit. I do. I can see it. I can see how this school of thought, once thought to be opposed to this school of thought, it actually explains it if you allow it to. If you allow it to really, really just marry together the way it was meant to, you'll begin to see, and you'll begin to be able to apply it as a whole being wellness, not just separate organ systems, right? So you have the capacity to do that. And because I have the capacity to do that and the capacity to learn at very, very abnormal rates, um, really just soaking in information and being able to apply that information. I'm not talking about memorization. I'm talking about being exposed to information and being able to apply it skillfully with accuracy, efficiency. Yeah, I have to rethink that, because guess what? me just being me, I, I couldn't ever possibly take on the title of teacher. That's such a huge, like, that carries so much gravity with it, right? Like, to be a teacher, you're like molding someone's life. You're helping to shape their thoughts, their life. The trajectory is affected because of your presence. That's major. That's major. And despite not being able to give myself the proper title of teacher, I still continued. And guess what? I had to first officially establish a full on virtual academy on private servers, a private academy, quantum keylontic sciences. That's what I teach. No one taught me. No one but my life and everyone who's ever crossed my path. So I stand as the founder of a quantum keylontic science academy with results that are quantifiable. Ain't that some shit? I think at this point, I'd be stupid to continue to deny the reality that I am a teacher. You see, sometimes what we go through is life proving to us that our insecurities are invalid. Your life tries to show you how invalid those insecurities are. I had an insecurity because I felt like I wasn't smart enough. I felt like maybe if I take on the title of a teacher, there will be people who are smarter and given fields of sciences and esoteric knowledge, and they'll challenge me and make me look stupid in front of other people. And here's the thing, that was an ego based stance because of the fact that you can never look stupid by actually admitting to what you don't know. You know what? I don't know what that means. Let me look it up real quick. Oh, I call it by a different thing, but I totally get it. Keep going. What were you telling me? I no longer live in a space of ego. I have ego. It doesn't need to be murdered or killed or any of that. I have ego, but it knows its proper place. I love my ego. It comes out when I need it to. And when is that? When I'm getting a little too full of myself, my ego will flare up and be like, bitch, sit down. You're not the biggest, the baddest, the greatest, the most intelligent. Sit down, stay humble, do your work. Yes, ego. Thank you for the reminder. Thank you for the reminder. Don't ever go away. Don't ever leave me to myself. Always come back when I need you. When I need you to remind me, like, honey, you are here in service. You better get off whatever it is you're on right now because you are here in service. You are not to be separated from the very people you came into this life promising to support, empower, encourage, and protect. You see how beautiful that ego works? These people who know nothing about life. You know why people specialize in the things they do? Because those are the sources of their greatest insecurities. Ask anyone. You're a psychologist, a therapist. Why did you enter into that field? Oh, I have a lot of mental health issues in my family, and I felt so disempowered as a child, and I ended up becoming very, very fascinated about this field, and I want to help other people. Gotcha. So my mother had strokes, and there was a lot of stuff in the family regarding cardiothoracic subjects, cardiothoracic conditions. What do you think are my most highly developed spaces of understanding when it comes to my medical intuition? Neurology with a secondary specialty in cardiothoracic things. Hmm. Yeah. Yes. Your insecurities are the very thing that can help to guide you to the places you need to learn more about if you're willing to face that insecurity. If not, you're going to be floundering. So, card number 2, moon, soul. All things must come to the soul from its roots, from where it's planted. This card is all about mystery, feeling, and hidden messages. It governs intuition and self protection. The message that I get right now is that you don't have to protect yourself from your potentiality. You don't. You don't have to protect yourself from your potentiality. And sometimes your potentiality is hand delivered to you by the people who have malignant intent. Sometimes your potentiality is delivered to you by the people who have malignant intent. I used to be afraid. I used to be afraid of this whole concept of what if I can't handle the malignancy that they present to me? I mean, yes, they're hand delivering my potentiality, but what if they're too malignant? Now I'm still scared. Why? Well, I'm scared for them because heaven knows what I'll do as soon as I receive the message that's for me. I'm not scared of what you'll do to me. I'm scared I might lose control and more than put you in your place. You say I've entered into a state of full sovereignty. You will not tell me what to do. You will not demand or threaten me. There are very real consequences for behaviors that are unacceptable. Be aware of the way you approach me, the way you try and handle me. I may appear to be a wildflower, but I promise you I'm equipped with thorns. Thorns designed for people just like you. I don't even have to try. And that's the thing. If you have thorns, it's because you were designed to have those thorns, unless you're admitting you're GMO. What is GMO? Grievously modified opinions. You have grievously modified your own opinions based on other people's grievously modified opinions. I don't have time for that. Allow yourself to shine. This card indicates fluctuations in your life. The moon is the side we keep concealed. At this time, you may have trouble controlling your emotions and you may want to do things that are safe. What is safe? Confinement. You're very sensitive and you must gauge any feelings before entering a room or being with people you don't know. You absolutely should. All is not as it seems because something is being obscured. You may feel you've lost your direction or that you don't have all of the information to go forward. So that's the thing. If you allow yourself to shine, even if you lose your direction, you can find your way back onto the path once again. See, the people who criticize you and condemn you for shining, they want you to be just as lost as they are because it makes them feel less lost. But it doesn't matter if I'm lost by myself or now lost with 500 other people. We're still lost. So I'm not interested in being lost. I'm interested in shining in such a way that gives me the ability and the authority that's rightfully mine. And let's add that to find my way back onto my path. Someone's emotional clinginess may be an issue. Moon tells us to hang on, oftentimes after we should have released things from our lives or just given up. Release it. Release it. It's important now not to accept any false pictures. Yeah, release that. This card is about deception being possible. Things are cloudy right now. Someone from your past is about to re-enter your life. An important meeting for you may occur in the evening hours. Pay close attention to the energies that swirl around. It's a good time to rely upon your gut. Good thing I have a huge gut. I do. It's okay. Anywho, card number 52, void of course, moon, missing. The moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to. All is not as it seems. See, all is not as it seems. This card says to sit still and stay as you are. Take no action at the current time. Wait for the storm to pass over. It's time to be patient and allow matters to settle before beginning anew. Allow this matter to resolve on its own without your help, work, or interference. Don't bail anyone out or make loans currently because it's unlikely you will be repaid. This is what I'm talking about with the whole, you doing things for the sake of what? If I do something, it's because I feel goodness in my heart. That is all the repayment I need. I don't need your undying devotion. I don't need you consistently every day or once a week or whatever it is, reminding me that I did something for you and that you're indebted. Like, stop it for real. Um, just the goodness that I feel when I do it. That's all I need. Allowing yourself to just kind of be all that you need. Okay. So let's see. Meditation and any type of psychic or spiritual efforts will work out better when the Void of Course Moon card turns up. It's a good time to dream and even make plans. Just do not act on them yet. Yet. Okay. It's about generating enough shine so that you can recharge your own solar cells. Generate enough of that shine. Be very replenishing and restorative. Restorative. English is not my first language. Okay, calm down. It's not. Naku naman, ang grabe. English is not my first language. I don't know. Shit. I don't always know how to pronounce things, okay? I try really hard. Like, oh my God. hmm I was an ESL baby. I learned how to speak English from Sesame Street. I'm not kidding. I learned English from Sesame Street. What? Donate to PBS, please. Card number 33, ninth house, faith. We travel, some of us forever, to seek other states, other lives, other souls. I swear to God, I love Vanaisnin. Mm, mm. Obstacles are being lifted. So you had all of this, right? All of this hoot nanny hoopla. And it was this consistent thing of shine, just keep shining, just keep shining. Now obstacles are being lifted. This is about openness, luck, and expansion. It's about travel. Things to do with government and religion may come about whenever the ninth house is included. Fuck them both. Destiny, fate, and karma all come into play. Ah! Okay. Got him. I got him. Anywho, destiny, fate, and karma all come into play, as well as your view of what God may or may not be. It's the house of erudite knowledge, higher learning, lawyers, doctors, and astrologers. Uh, it most definitely it is most definitely of the higher mind and our need to unite with something greater. In this way, the ninth house represents churches and schools, especially ones that are old, established, and scholarly. Since it opposes the third house of communication and writing, the ninth house represents publishing and influences to the written word. It speaks of a forum for written ideas and concepts, also of joining a reputable literary world. So this house is important in the charts of writers or anyone who wishes to bring their ideas into forum. Okay. It also represents esoteric matters like psychic fairs, new age counterculture gatherings, or places where offbeat people gather together for some visionary cause. Talks about Rosicrucians. It's time to consider your impending plans in the broadest terms. It means you'll have to go outside of your ordinary life to achieve your goals. Long distance travels, journeys, and voyages to unknown places may figure in regarding your question. It's a house of explorers and pilgrims where there is a quest and a destination. It's where we seek guidance and understanding. The possibility of returning to school and furthering your education is likely in the near future. Oh, by the way, I do still have a 50% off coupon on both the Emmy Evolving website as well as the K33academy.com. EmmyEvolving.com, K33academy.com. And that 50% off coupon can be applied towards the certification program. Just saying. Okay. Let's see. There will be a desire to visit places of arcane wisdom and knowledge where you can expect the history behind the area to be very well documented. The journey will be an uncharted one of depth or mysterious exploration. Scriptures or religious books may figure in. There will be longing to connect with something greater than the individual self. This card indicates a temporary disconnect from close family where you depart from your known life into another one as a pilgrim or a seeker. The Church of Rome. If your question is about love, one or the other person needs freedom. There won't be commitment anytime soon. In short, this card indicates that you're about to depart on an important journey. It may be an outward voyage or it may be an inward excursion. Either way, you'll be changed through the process. This card has to do with what has been tried and tested and what is already established. No matter how expansive or broad minded, it will be rooted in the traditional. So you still have to operate within the societal expectations of society, modern society. It's not yet time to go out into the wilderness and live in the wilderness doing bushcraft. Okay. It's not yet time for that. I don't know if there will be a time for that, but right now is not the time for that. It's not. It's time for you to really shine so you can see your environment. Allow yourself to be this luminous body to illuminate your local environment. So that way you have a good idea of where you are and what you need to do. It's important. It's very, very important. You have to allow yourself to do this. You have to. You're being heavily considered for the type of growth that will forever change your life. It will turn your life into the life you wanted, but only if you let it. If you don't, then you don't. It's up to you. No one can force you. But I tell you, none of us want to hear you whining about how you missed your opportunity. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. You can make all the decisions you want for your life. But let me tell you, it gets real old listening to all the complaining over and over and over and over and over. For what? If you had the power to co-create that circumstance, you absolutely have the power to remove yourself from it. This is not about me not caring. Get out of that victim mentality. This is about me believing in you more than you believe in yourself. Get on it. Believe in yourself as intensely as me, a complete stranger, believes in you. Get your perception straight. Really get your perception straight. If I can believe in you and I don't know you, and I'm not like a ridiculously positive person like that. I'm just not. I'm not. I'm not gonna try and find nice things to say if there's nothing nice to say. I speak the truth and I speak it freely. That means I actually truly believe in your potential. And I believe many of us waste that potential because we have hope and faith that something outside of us will do it for us. Newsflash. That's why you're in the situation you're in now. That's why. So allow yourself to be what you need. Allow yourself to be what you need. What you need is more faith and hope for yourself. What do I mean by that? Believe in yourself. Know that you can handle anything and everything. You might just need a little more time. Who cares? Take as much time as you need. You can and will rise. All you can actually do, is delay the inevitable. It's inevitable. You're fighting yourself. I promise you'll lose. Every time I fought myself, I've lost, to the point where now I'm just irritated by myself. I'm irritated at myself because it's like, girl, Just fucking do what you need to do. Quit with your bullshit. And yeah, no, I do the same thing. Everything I've said to you guys today, everything that I've called you out on, I'm also guilty of it. It's not me here lecturing you. It's me sitting here as a member of our community where we all do basically the same shit. We do. We do. But one of us has to be able to have the courage to be as honest as possible and say the things that need to be said so that we can begin really considering, really considering all of the things that we need to consider so we can get to the spaces within ourselves that we need to be, right? It's about growth. It's about recognition of your capacity. Just because you're not willing does not mean you're incapable. There's a difference. You are capable. You just don't want to try. There's a difference. Try. Impress yourself. Surprise yourself with what you're able to accomplish. I'm telling you guys, if I didn't think it was possible, I would tell you, like, straight up. I would tell you straight up. Straight up. I'm not about playing games with people. I'm very blunt in my honesty. I got to get going though. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Allow yourself the time in the space to really process all of the things that I've said to you. I know it's a lot. I know you're probably like shooketh. Here you are shooketh. And eyeballs. It's okay. We just shook you up. We don't need to let your potential settle to the bottom. We got to shake you up. Okay? So, yes, I'll see y'all again tomorrow. 9 a.m., 8 a.m., 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be having our podcast over here. I'm going to have Ocean Lover with me. We're going to be talking about some good stuff. Again, please subscribe. Go to soulworksynergistics.com/about. Learn more about what we're doing. Learn about our programs, the different things that we have going on. We have a fruit fundraiser with Florida Indian River Groves. We also have quite a few different breads that are going to be rolling out onto the website, hopefully by tomorrow. We have all sorts of different events, all just so much good stuff. I got to go. I got to go to the gym. I have a date with myself. I love you guys. Be healthy, be strong, be who you actually are. Okay? Be healthy, be strong, be who you actually are. I love you just as you are. Bye.